business, we have 5 conflicts on this traffic light, the pedestrian being one. So before you can cross, you have to go through the 4 conflicts before your turn. So it takes exactly 10 minutes. So with this new walkover, we're looking at 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how active you are. The construction sector will also benefit from this project by providing employment opportunities for skilled and unskilled workers, some of which are sourced from the nearby communities. Today we stand here at the site that will be another undeniable testament to the in-house expertise of the Pure Unit Ministry of Works and Transport, as well as the skill and competence of local contractors and consultants to continuously drive to a quality product. In implementing this project, some activities were structural designs and construction drawings, all were done in-house by the Ministry of Works Pure Unit. Geotechnical investigation, topographical survey in conjunction with the Pure Unit and local consultants. Project management and project supervision will be provided by the Pure team. Personnel on this project will be provided by the local contractor, Junior Sami Contractors Limited, who were procured through a two-phase tendering process. This project team therefore refutes the myth that technical competence and expertise cannot be found locally. In accord with the vision of the Pure Unit, we promote interministerial and interagency cooperation. See my PS watching and smiling, she find I'm very territorial with respect to the Pure Unit. The Pure team has worked and will continue to work intimately with several number of departments, units, and Ministry of Works and Transport, and teams external to this unit. Today is a testimony of this. We work with the Ministry of Education, and through them we have this area where we can do this alternate today. We are working with AGC very close, but through them we will be getting the footprint for the other side of the walkover, and don't forget all the utilities. As always, the team of Pure considers it a privilege to contribute in a significant way to the development of the national road network, as well as improving safety to our fellow citizens. We urge you, therefore, to make full use of this facility upon its completion and protect the lives of our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Philip. I'd like to officially welcome some of our guests. It's the students of the Four Roads Government Primary School, who is right behind you. And we'd just like to acknowledge and say welcome. As you know, our kids are our future, and ensuring their safety is very important to the government of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the Ministry of Works and Transport. And in doing that, we ensure that we have the right infrastructure in place for that. So ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I would like to welcome Mr. Darryl Smith. He's the Member of Parliament for Diego Martin Central, who will provide us with some greetings. Let's give him a welcome.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, a Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley, Rohan Sinanan, Senator, Minister of Works and Transport, the Honorable Anthony Garcia, Minister of Education, the PS of the Ministry of Works, the team at Pure, Mr. Edmund Dillon, the Minister of Housing, the team from the Ministry of Education, the PTA, parents, teachers, the children from the school, residents of Diego Martin and Four Roads by extension, the media. Welcome to Diego Martin Central. You would have heard Pure just discuss some of the major standpoints with regards to the project and the walkover. I'll just give you a quick history how it went down. This highway that was recently built was part of an overall highway plan that was birthed under the People's National Movement many years ago. The first part would have been done by Diamond Vale, by the Consumer Cooperative. The second part of it was done in 2013, 2014. I, at the time, was the chairman of the Diego Martin Regional Corporation when it was completed. And a major part of the completion was this walkover. And since then, we've had, unfortunately, and again, we give the condolences to the parents and the family members, where we had a few residents that were actually hit some lost their lives in this area with regards to this walkover. So it was a top priority. As chairman, now as member of parliament, I'm very happy to see that it's finally coming through. I work very closely with Mr. Sinanan and the other MPs in the area, and there's always a method to the madness. I know a number of the residents were concerned about the time. There were some changes with regards to the location. Collectively, there were some issues with some of the residents and other stakeholders where the final location for the actual walkover will be. Let's give the kids a warm welcome. Welcome, kids. Thank you for hosting us in your school. And we finally, working with Pure and the Ministry of Works, HEC, the principal of the school, Ministry of Education, we finally came with this final location and footprint where everybody collectively will be happy and pleased with the safety and the time frame and the cost that we could do this walkover for the children. This is the third walkover that we have on this stretch of highway. It's a lot of residents on both sides. And what this shows is on this side, based on the electoral boundaries, how close the Trinidad Martin constituency are and how close we work together, because on this side is Diego Martin Central where I'm the MP, and on that side, just a stone throws away, is Diego Martin West. So it's actually kind of symbolic where Central and West will be crossing and joining with this bridge. But this was one of the priority projects going into the 2015 election that we promised that will be done. And I'm happy to hear the time frame, and I'm happy to see that it's starting in the dry season where they wouldn't have much hindrance. And as you know, it's going to be a very dry season this year. So hopefully the work could move forward full speed ahead. To the contractors and Pure, as they usually do when they come into locations on different parts of the country, that they tend to look at the lower level labor force from the area. So I'm pleading to the young men and women from the area who are tradesmen and so on, looking for the opportunity, not just for a job, but to learn. Because it's an opportunity to work with a good company where, who knows, if you perform well, you could probably even be hired full-time to continue working on other projects. So it's economic opportunity for all, it's safety for all. Again, this was the top priority for me as the Member of Parliament, because lives were lost, and I mean, better late than never. We have a number of other projects that is coming in this area, the highway overpass, which you'll hear a little more about later on in the year, that we plan to do as well as soon as possible. We also have in Diamond Vale, the health center, the state-of-the-art health center that has started. We have a number of other projects that has been happening in Diego Martin. And again, Diego Martin, because we're so close, we work together. We have the community center in Four Roads, just down the road, across the street there, that is going to be completed in Bagatelle. We have another community center that is being built there. And also, the Diego Martin Sporting Complex, which is pretty much almost done. We'll have a opening ceremony for that soon. You'll hear more about that as well. So in the 4 years so far, we have done record infrastructure work in this Diego Martin region. St. Lucian Road, which is a major artery, has been paved. Sierra Leone, those roads haven't been paved for several years. They were done, and I want to thank the Minister and the Ministry of Works for assisting with that as well. So kids, you'll see Mr. Sinanan doing a great job with the walkover in Sealots. You all know the history with regards to the accidents that they had, and several lives were lost. And he's working feverishly now, and he did promise that he'll be coming up the road with it. He's doing the one right opposite where the Hyatt and the waterfront is, by to do the crossover there, which not only will cause safety for the young people and the elderly and for everyone, but it will also cut down on traffic time. Because you know there are timers in these locations. You'd have heard him talk about the time frame, so it'll ease up the traffic, which will increase the productivity of the country overall. But I just want to say to the people of Four Roads and Diego Martin, the St. Anthony's and all the other schools, the students that cross it and will be using it. Because just after yesterday evening, I was driving by Sealots and I still saw young people running across the highway with this beautiful bridge walkover that was built. Make sure and ensure that you tell your friends and your family to utilize it. Don't take the risk with crossing. Ensure that it's not vandalized. It's our own. It's for ours. When they are done and they move on, it is for us to have and cherish for years to come. So ensure that we don't vandalize it. Ensure that you enforce that your friends and family utilize it at all times. So again, we are very pleased. We want to thank the Prime Minister, also the Member of Parliament for pushing this to the Cabinet. And again, thank you, Ministry of Works. God bless you, and again, thank you. Take it.
Thank you very much, MP for Diego Martin Central, Mr. Darryl Smith. And just to highlight some of the key points that he made a very important note about record infrastructure development, and he mentioned 3 walkovers. We have the Sealots overpass, which was completed and launched in December 2018. We have the water taxi pedestrian overpass, which is currently on the way, and that's very important for that large population that use the International Waterfront Center. And now we have the Diego Martin pedestrian overpass, and Minister Sinanan in his presentation will tell you about more of the good works being done by the Ministry of Works and Transport. So sometimes I think I like to take the opportunity to boast about the hard work that the staff at the Ministry of Works and Transport is doing, and by extension the Pure Unit. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, it's indeed my pleasure to introduce to the podium the Minister of Education, the Honorable Anthony Garcia, who would speak to us.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Senator the Honorable Rohan Sinanan, Minister of Works and Transport, Mr. Edmund Dillon, Minister of Housing, Mr. Darryl Smith, Member of Parliament for this area, members of the media, Principal of the Forwards Government Primary School, Mrs. Ford Williams, other invited guests, boys and girls. It is always a pleasure of mine to be at ceremonies like these where I have the opportunity of meeting and interacting with students. Today is no different. I am very pleased to see the turnout of students here because, as you would know, I spent almost 39 years of my formal working life in the teaching profession. And it is always a good thing for me to meet with boys and girls as we go about the business of education. And therefore, it is indeed a pleasure for me to welcome you, students of the Forwards Government Primary School. It's such a good thing to see you here this morning. Thank you very much for your presence. And another thing that struck me as I came in here, I did not know that the school was in session. The atmosphere gave me the impression that the school got the day off. I want to compliment the principal and members of staff for being able to observe that high level of discipline, which is so important when we are meeting our young boys and our young girls. I want to thank you very much. And as I mentioned the principal, one of my colleagues mentioned to me that the schoolyard was indeed very clean. Again, I want to congratulate you for what you have been doing and the positive steps that you have been making in ensuring that your school continues to rise. And as I say this event this evening bears tremendous significance. It is significant, first of all, that it is being held in this school, but more than that, it is significant because it offers the opportunity of the people and the children in this area, the children in particular, to access a quality education. One of the pillars upon which we build the education system is the provision of quality education. And if we are to succeed in the provision of that quality education, there are certain things that must support us as we go forward. One of the most important areas is access. Our students and our teachers must have access to education. And this facility will certainly assist in offering that access to education opportunities that not only the children of Forwards, but I've been told that it will impact upon at least 4 other schools in the area. It will ensure that the children have the opportunity of coming to school and being safe. Safety is of tremendous importance. And not having to brave that junction there that where traffic is always a problem. That safety aspect is of tremendous importance. Someone spoke about punctuality and the time it takes, or it yes, the time it takes at present for people to traverse this area. This will cut down on the time significantly, and it will offer the opportunity of our boys and girls to be at school on time. It is also significant that a school like this and other schools will have an opportunity of moving forward as we allow our students and our teachers to come to terms with what is being offered in the education system. And today I want to thank in particular the Minister of Works for what he has done and what he continues to do to ensure that the important physical infrastructure is put in place so that the needs of our students and our school population are met. I want to wish everyone well, I want to wish this project well, and I want to ensure that all our students and all our teachers will continue to work to the benefit of our students as we move forward in ensuring, as I said before, that we can deliver high quality education. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Garcia. And one vital piece of information I think I should share with you. We talk about building infrastructure, but often how do we record or how do we know if what we're building works? And this year the ministry had some very important and significant news, because we have realized that based on our legislative reform agenda over 2018, which you would see the introduction of the demerit point system in the first half of 2019, that we have actually recorded the lowest statistics for road fatalities since 1958. And that's a big achievement for Trinidad and Tobago. So it tells me that we are doing something right. And we are slowly changing our driving culture and our road use culture in Trinidad and Tobago. And I think you deserve a round of applause for that, because it means that we are all playing an important part in changing that culture. And while we acknowledge that success, it also means that we have a long way to go. Because you know, sometimes Trinis, we get a little complacent. So no, we still have a long way to go, but we have made significant progress. The man behind with the big agenda, he says, listen, we have to get the job done. He's out on weekends, he's out during the week, he's pushing to ensure that we build the infrastructure, we get things right as we progress to 2020. He's my boss, I call him Minister Rohan Sinanan. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to the Minister of Works and Transport, Senator the Honorable Minister Rohan Sinanan.
Thank you, Kizzy. And I must say thanks to Kizzy and her team and the entire team at the Ministry of Works for joining me every weekend, putting aside their family gathering and to join the Minister of Works, who seems to have nothing to do on a weekend. Thank you. Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, a Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West, the Honorable Anthony Garcia, Minister of Education, the Honorable Edmund Dillon, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Darryl Smith, Member of Parliament for Diego Martin Central, Ms. Sonia Francis Airwood, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Works and Transport, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and most important this morning, the students of, could you all help me to tell me what school I'm in this morning? Okay, thank you for having us this morning. It is my distinct pleasure to join with all present to signal the beginning of a new era of the pedestrians who travel in the vicinity of the Mount Coco Road and Four Roads intersection in Diego Martin Highway. For far too long, this area has been considered a danger zone. This busy motorway has threatened the lives and even taken from us many of our very valuable, in particular the elderly, whose ability to move is not as agile as the average